Yeah, welcome people. Welcome people. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's fine. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Football Fans Zone with me, your boy Teva Banks. And on this evening show, guys, we've got a lot to actually talk about. We have a lot to talk about, and that is the next truth. We have a lot to talk about, but I don't even know where to start from. First of all, I'll be talking about transfers, and I'll be talking about the fact that Manchester City, Manchester City Football Club, are actually, you know, thinking of launching, or let me just put it this way: like, they are thinking of suing. They want to sue the Premier League, of which I do not understand where that is coming from. But let's get into it together, guys. Now, like you say, it says Manchester City launched a legal action against the Premier League over its financial rules, in which in financial rules in move which could help club defend their 115 alleged breaches of top flight regulation, of which I do not understand where is this madness coming from. But let's read on. Let's read on. And it says Manchester City have declared a war on the Premier League, suing the competition over a new rules in an unprecedented move that he has sent shockwaves through football and split some of the game's most powerful club. Our trade bosses at the Etihad Stadium have filed a 165 legal document claiming they are a victim of discrimination and that regulations approved by rivals they feel are aimed at containing their success are the tyranny of the majority. A 2 week private hearing starts on Monday, and its verdict could have wide ranging ramification on the 105 charges claimed by the Premier League at City for alleged breach of rules on accounting. That hearing is set for November and could see huge fines and even relegation should Pep Guardiola 4 in a row Champions League be found guilty. But one thing I do not understand is this. I do not understand where are Manchester City getting this sort of confidence they have. Suing the Premier League. That is something I do not understand, honestly. Because for us that knew Manchester City, when they still had the likes of Barry playing in Manchester City, had the like of Stephen Highland playing at Manchester City, had the like of Sean Phillip playing at Manchester City. We know how this club got their success. So me, I do not understand where the fuck is Manchester City getting this crap. But let me read on. If the article says, in an implosive development which has seen battle lines clearly drawn and some club pick side, City says the league's association party transaction rules are unlawful and seeking to have them thrown out. They are also claiming damages which believe could run to tens of millions. Wow. It's very funny that Manchester City believe in their mind that they've got something to say. They actually believe we are listening to them. Under APT, under APT, which is the association party transaction, introduced following the Saudi takeover of Newcastle, clubs are stopped from inflating sponsor deals with firms who are linked to their owners. Instead, all these have to be independently deemed as of fair market value. Now, the fact is this, guys. I, for one, I knew when the takeover, when the takeover of our board of Manchester City happened, we all know how they went around their business, guys. You know, it's not like I'm too small to, I don't know what is happening here. I know what is happening. Manchester City, we're talking about, even paid some players. They paid some players tax free. Tax free. We had the likes of Adebayo, Emmanuel Adebayo, Sagna, Sami Nasri, Tevez, who again? Yaya Toure, Gray Bellamy. We had these players play for Manchester City tax free. Guys, they played for this club called Manchester City for tax free. This Manchester City team, whereby we are talking about them doing a four pits, now used to be shit. They used to be crap. Even the team called Middlesbrough that are now in relegation were smashing this team, this same team, smashing them 8-2. Manchester City was what we called back then a bonus mark team, because we know whenever they play a team, automatically that team they are playing gets 3 points. They were so bad, whereby they were competing with the likes of Charlton, Stoke City, Middlesbrough, Leeds United, West Brom. So all of a sudden now, Manchester City, they believe they've got something to say. And I do not understand where the fuck they are getting this 165 page legal document claiming that they are victims of discrimination. I do not understand. Because you cannot tell me that there's a discrimination on the fact that you guys come from Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Abu Dhabi. The fact still remains that Manchester City have done something that no other team have been able to do. You know, when I saw what Pep Guardiola spoke about when he was asked about if he feels the league is being dominated by City now, and the way he went from answering the question to shifting to something else that does not have anything to do with the question that he was asked, saying if he has to do with money, that Chelsea, Man U, would have won the Premiership or won the trophy more than City. And I was so disappointed that no journalist there could actually question him and make him understand that you have been able, or your club have been able to do something no club have been able to do. And the reason why they are trying to change the rules, or they are looking for a way whereby the Premiership would change the rules of maybe getting huge fines over stripping them of the title and sending them to relegation, or probably because if you're going to send this team to relegation, you might as well send them to, probably a League 2 or League 3 or 4, if there's any league like that in the Premier in England. Because they've been able to do something nobody have been able to do. And the reason now I'm asking now, Guardiola has said he's going to leave next season. Why is he leaving? Because he knows that if Manchester City gets found guilty, that would tarnish his legacy. It will tarnish whatever he thinks he has done in that club called Manchester City. That will destroy everything he has built, everything he has done in that club. It will destroy it. And this is why he is looking for a way to run away before probably he gets found guilty. Make it make sense. He wants to leave. And even the likes of, what's his name? Kevin De Bruyne is also putting an hint out there that he might also leave. Because you ask yourself, if Manchester City gets found guilty, what happens next? What happens next is that they will be stripped of their titles. Whatever title they have won in the span of, in that time frame of when they've been investigated to up to now, they are going to strip them of that title. And that will leave a big dent on Pep. Because you see people talking about how he's a genius, how he's the best coach, how he's the greatest coach. He's a good coach, yes. I will not take that away from him. He's a good coach, no doubt. But when you are talking about the coaches that have done it, coaches, managers, have done it, I don't include him in it. I do not, because the way he went on doing his own things, he needed money, needed players. I would love Pep Guardiola to take a team like Tottenham. I would love him to take a team like Tottenham and take them to win a league or qualify for Champions League. We saw a manager like Carlo Ancelotti. After the Madrid job, he came to Everton, and he was still able to qualify Everton for a Europe competition. That is how good that manager is. That's how much I rate that manager. I've seen it with big players, with something. I've seen it. And this is why I also see with Jose Mourinho over Pep. Look at what he did with Porto. He left Porto, came to England, and dominated. This is why he played a season, and his team considered 15 goals, 1-5. Then that season, 15 goals. Crazy record. Crazy record, I tell you. He basically came into the Premiership and dominated that league. This guy called Jose Mourinho went on a home streak. He did not lose at home for good 9 years. 9 years. So, for those people that rate Pep very highly, sometimes you want to come to us and ask us. I will tell you what is behind the success. His team, he needs money. Because if there's a manager in England, that can go out there, sign a player for £100 million. This next summer, he comes and tell you, I still need 100 or 200 million to buy players. They still give it to him. They still give it to him. The reason why? They have the money. So Pep Guardiola should shut his mouth up. Because we all know whatever he's doing at this club has been backed with money. I'm sorry. No matter what you want to say, I'm not going to, be here arguing about Pep Guardiola and everything. But the fact that they say they want to sue the Premier League, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me because there are also clubs out there that also have proofs and rules that City broke the FFP law. And that's a fact. And that is the honest truth. You are being investigated. The reason why they want to look for a way to get rid of this law is because they know very well that they are, they are victim. They're not victim. He knows very well that when they get found guilty, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Then he says City have already investigated for their dealings from 2019 to 2023, where they were forced to pay an 8.6 fine for the findings. And this is a problem I'm having also with the Premiership or in football as general right now. Football has become a thing of a joke. It has become a thing of a joke. We saw the likes of Everton, Nottingham Forest, points being deducted from those teams. Those teams almost went to relegation. Because of what? Because they broke the financial fair play rules. So what makes Manchester City different? What makes them different? Then it says City's case is that the rules are a direct attempt to bring an end to their continued success. Like, what is this guy talking about? What is City talking about? So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that the Premiership club in the Premiership are against Manchester City. And this rule, this law now was probably created because of Manchester City. That's madness. It's crazy. Whatever we are doing today in transfers, in salary payment, was caused and brought into England by Manchester City. Everything happened. You see ridiculous amount of money spent on players was caused by Manchester City. Whereby you get to see a player like Nketiah earning £100,000 at Arsenal, whereby you will not get it for. You never. But you have seen what that become. By the time in Premiership, you had the life of Emmanuel Adebayo, a Togo striker, was the highest player in the Premiership. Emmanuel Adebayo. He went from Arsenal. Like City, literally bought so many players from Arsenal. He went from Arsenal to Man City. Sagna from Arsenal to Man City. Kolo Toure from Arsenal to Man City. Sami Nasri from Arsenal to Man City. I can go on and on. So many players these people bought. The best let you to go to Man City. Because of what? Because of the money. And that is the fact. All these players I mentioned, they left Arsenal to Manchester City. They tempted by, and it makes no sense to me. So basically what I'm trying to say is because they are into finding them guilty because of their success. Guys, it's on the permanence. So now it says software, it would open the door to falsely priced deal, huge players spending and would they deal November hearing. And now this is also seen. The honest truth is this, man. Sometimes the signs Manchester have been doing of late, it doesn't get sense to me. And this for some reason for a long time I said, I don't believe Manchester City are going to get it. And the reason why I say that, I have my reason for saying it. I have my own particular reason for saying it because I strongly believe they will never find guilty because they've had time to balance their book. They've had time to get rid of players, bring in of players, and balance the book, balance the revenue. You know, where I lost it was this. Where I knew City has lost it was the fact that Manchester City came out and said they made the highest revenue in football 2 years in a row. I'm sorry, that is crazy. That is madness. And I'll tell you why. You see, Manchester United might be crap. Manchester United might be rubbish. They'll be crap on the pitch. But on the commercial side, on the brand level, on making revenue, Manchester City is nowhere near of Man U. Not to talk about Real Madrid. Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world, the richest club in the world. Sorry, the most valuable team in the world. The richest team in the world is Newcastle. But Newcastle cannot spend the money they have. They are being restricted. Why? Because of financial fair play. The rules was not there at the point in time when Manchester City were, you know, having things easy. Because I can tell you guys for a fact, the same way Manchester City went to Arsenal and took other players, Newcastle can do the same thing as well. They can do the same thing. Come to Man City, take Alvarez, take Rodri, take Ruben Diaz, take Ederson or Kevin De Bruyne, take Foden. They can do it. They've got the money. They've got the money. But what that is restricting them is the fact that the FFP is in place and they do not have the commercial base or the commercial or the brand, exposure to be able to do it. Now you have the richest team in the world whereby they have to sell to buy. This, which is why you see players like Bruno Guimaraes being linked to Man City, PSG, and Arsenal. Because they are trying to sell them out to be able to use the funds they get from it to sign 2 or 3 players. You get the likes of Alexander Isak also being linked to Arsenal. Because Newcastle are trying to sell players to get the money to buy other players. And that is the honest truth. And it's sad. It is actually sad. But I don't really care about what these people are saying, man. I just can't wait. Let them just finish this and let us know if they agree with you or not. But I don't think they'll get fan and that's the fact. That's the honest truth. That is the honest truth, guys. I don't think they'll get fan guilty. Now, on the next one, we see, what's his name? Kevin De Bruyne has come outside. He has declared himself open to a sensational quitting Man City for incredible money in Saudi Arabia. And this is what you say. Kevin De Bruyne has put Saudi Arabia clubs on alert by revealing he is open to leaving City this summer. The 32-year-old contract with the Premier League champions expires at the end of next season, and with no clear indication on his future in England, De Bruyne is weighing up his option. Then now, Daily Mail Sports revealed back in February that Saudi League Pro officials are ready to intensify their efforts to lure Kevin De Bruyne away from the Premier League. Now, when asked about the potential switch to the Middle East, De Bruyne, who already earns a weekend 300k at City, admitted the incredible amount of money on offer make it an attractive destination that would be hard to turn down. That's a fact. Then he went on to say, I still have 1 year left on my contract, so I have to think about what could happen. But what he's saying right now, he's saying that, yes, if the money comes, he's ready to go. Then he went on to say, at my age, you have to be open to everything. You are talking about incredible amount of money in what may be end of my career. Sometimes you have to think about that. Fact. Honestly, fact. Then he went on to say, if I play there for 2 years, I will be able to earn an incredible amount of money. Before that, I had to play football for 15 years. I may not even reach that amount yet. Then you have to think about what that could mean next. But at the moment, I haven't think about that yet. I'm sure you're thinking about it already. He's thinking, like he's making every club in Saudi Arabia aware that he's ready to leave. So I tell you, whatever he's talking about, he doesn't think about it. he has thought about it and he has made a decision. Which means if a club comes right, come knocking for his services, he will leave it. Then he says the idea of leaving City has been something that De Bruyne said nothing about extensively. We all know the fact. We all know the fact here. The fact. So for me, I honestly believe Kevin De Bruyne is ready to leave that. If the funds, money comes, I'm sorry, I know he will leave. He would. Wait for the money. So we must just stop deceiving ourselves. The fact that Kevin De Bruyne have came outside to say what he said, guys. If I was a Saudi club out there, I'll be going in right now and asking, how much do you want? How much do you want? So you can come to our club. I'll be knocking the door. Now, Julian Alvarez is Atletico Madrid big transfer target this summer. Contact has already been made. How lovely. How lovely, guys. And this is why I'm saying how lovely is this. If I was Arsenal Football Club, if I was Arsenal, I'll be going for this guy. You know, one thing I always say something about Alvarez. You know, this guy is a player I rate so high. I rate him more than Erling Haaland because this guy can do things Haaland cannot do. And the fact is, as long he decides or choose to remain to be at Manchester City, he's always going to be in the shadow. He will always be in the shadow of Haaland. And that's the truth. As long he decides to stay at Man City, he will always be at the shadow of Erling Haaland. And for such a player, you know, who is this good? Who is this good? I don't think he should be taking that. I believe he should be starting. So now the reason why I'm mentioning Arsenal is this: since Manchester City always sell their players to Arsenal, because Manchester City they know that every player they've been given are not good enough. They know that for sure. They know those players cannot take them where they go to. Now, Chelsea also make an inquiry for Julian Alvarez, but City have determined and they've making a decision that there is no Julian Alvarez to Chelsea, and they're not willing to sell him to Chelsea because they know that if this guy could go to Chelsea, guys, if this guy called Julian Alvarez could go to Chelsea, guys, they know very well he's going to be. They are good. He's a very good quality player. He can play anywhere in the front play. He can play. He has his link of play. It's phenomenal. And Manchester City know that very fast. And this is the reason why they will not want to sell such a player to a rival team. I honestly believe Manchester City will rather sell this guy out to like a club like Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, or Barcelona, but not a team in England. In a team like Chelsea. No, because they've come to understand Chelsea plays amazing football. They won't even sell him to Arsenal. Let Arsenal fans or let Arsenal go for Julian Alvarez. Let's see if they'll sell him to Arsenal. They won't. Because they see Arsenal already as a threat. And you adding a player like Julian Alvarez, then it takes Arsenal from here to the next level. And that is the honest truth, guys. If I was Arsenal, Chelsea, United, I would try going for him. At least offer them 70, 80, 90 million. But I don't think they'll sell him to him. I don't. Now, Bruno Fernandes Everybody came outside. It was being linked to Bayern Munich, being linked to Inter Milan, being linked to Barcelona. Well, plenty good from what's it called? Plenty good from Germany. I've come out to say that Bayern Munich is never interested in Bruno Fernandes. Now, the one that this is what you call PR Spain. This is an agent trying to do his job. Agent trying to look for Fernandes. Agent that's trying to look for a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. And that is why they come out with an article that he has been meeting people and everything. I was always thinking with Marcus Rashford, and it's worked. Or Rashford, brought he linked into PSG. Rashford got linked to PSG. And what happened? He was given a new 5 years contract by United. But he sees him earning, I think, £300,000. So, Manchester United will be wise not to fall for that trick. They should not. Because there is no club out there that wants. The only two players Barcelona even wants right now currently, the two players are Kimmich and Nico Williams. And that's what was his name. Kimmich has the only two players as a flick is looking to sign at Barcelona currently right now is Nico Williams and Kimmich. No space for Bruno. But you ask yourself, where is Bruno play? He goes to Barcelona. Where is Bruno play? Where is Bruno play? Bayern Munich. Even to be a struggle for him to get things done. To be a struggle. So sometimes these agents, this is what they do. They link their players because they want new contract. They want to, and they also want a move for the player. And that is the honest truth. This is what they do. On to the next one, guys. Eddie Nketiah have a link to Fulham, Everton, and West Ham. If I'm mistaken. These three clubs want Eddie Nketiah. Now, and a fee of £40 million has been mentioned. A fee of £40 million are mentioned. Now, this also boils what I'm talking about. When you see players, because of the transfer window and mess up, then you get to see players that don't even want a certain amount of money. Tell me, how is Eddie Nketiah worth £40 million? How? This is the player that you should get your club 25 million max. But you're talking about £40 million. And if I was asking, guys, I'll do the deal. Get money. Go get Ivatoni. Go get Ivatoni or Hijack. I will sell him off straight. I will sell him off. I also want to talk about Osimhen to Arsenal. And I honestly believe Arsenal are making a very, very big mistake signing this guy. If they decide to go for Victor Osimhen, they are making a very, very big mistake. That guy, the hype of Victor Osimhen is just beyond me. It's crazy. He is not good enough. That guy is overhyped. He's overpriced. And the release clause to get him into Arsenal will take at least around 130 million. If I was Arsenal, I'll use that same amount of money to go get a player like Ivatoni and Olise. But I don't understand why Arsenal do not believe they've got a striker. I don't understand why, out of everybody, they didn't decide not to go for a proven striker in the Premiership already, in a team like Newcastle, Hijack. They are going for a player who is injury prone, who is not tactically sound. I watched this guy called Osimhen played against, he played in the CAF Champions League, and he was rubbish all through. He was rubbish. But here we are, we're talking about him, signing for Arsenal. And I don't understand why Arsenal believes what they need is just one player. Because you need a centre back, you need a midfielder, you need a winger and a striker. And which is why I mentioned a player like Olise. Because Olise will be there to put the heat on Saka. He will be there to put that heat on him. They need a striker, a world-class striker that can put in the goals in the back of the net. They honestly need a striker. And they need a midfielder and the centre back. But everything I've seen Arsenal being linked to are all wingers, wingers, wingers. I ask myself, it doesn't make any sense you keep going for wingers. It does not make any sense. I'm trying to make sense of it, and it's not making sense at all. It's not making sense. But we're going to see how that will end. And I don't talk about now. I'm talking about what's his name, Ignacio. Lisbon. He has been linked to Manchester United as well. Though I don't also understand. Now we started what they do and the best. They get linked to everybody. They get linked to everybody and they sign nobody. They've been linked. Ignacio, I've not really watched him. I don't know what it's all about. But he has been linked to United. He has been linked to United. I don't know. I've not watched him play. I don't watch his league, but people say he's good. They say he's I'm watching play. So I cannot stand here and tell you and say to you, he's a player or not. I'm not. If I tell you he's a good player, I'm lying. I have not watched him play. And that's the honest truth. But we're going to see where he's going to end. And Chelsea are about to hijack the Olise's deal. I know people believe it because they believe he's a fan of United. And it doesn't make sense. So because he's a fan of United, he will not play for it's another team if he gets called upon or if he gets a transfer comes in for him. Chelsea are about to hijack that deal. They are about to hijack that deal of Olise and Eze. They made question for these two players. And not forgetting, they are also in for Sesko. Arsenal wants Sesko as well. Chelsea wants Sesko. And one thing we have learned about Chelsea is that Chelsea gets their business done in time. Chelsea, they get their business done in time. Yes, things might have already gone as they wanted it last season because of the injury crisis. But they get their business done in time. And if Chelsea can get Olise, get Eze, and get Sesko, guys, they will cook. They will cook. Like, I don't think people are really ready for that team for Chelsea. But yet, I've also not seen what's his name, Maesca. I've not seen it about when it comes to managing a team. I just guess time will also tell. That is what I also believe. Time will also, tell. Now, for those people that are busy asking me about Mbappe, what number is he going to be? Well, Mbappe is going to be number 3. Sorry, number 9. It's going to be number 9. So, in that Chelsea transfer, we're going to wait and see how he's going to do. But Chelsea are trying to hijack the Olise deal. They are trying to. João Neves, Atletico Madrid, they get a contract. They get bid for João. I'm not surprised because if there's something about Benfica knows how to rip people off. They know how to get the money out of anything. They know how to get they know how to get the money out of everything. See what they did with Chelsea. See what they did with Liverpool. Now, it's the turn of Man U. Manchester United made a bid of £51 million. They rejected it and they said they want at least £85 million. At least £85 million for a João Neves who is 18. It will be interesting. I would love to see what United decide to do. I want to see what they decide to do. I also want to talk about it. Last before we go, I want to discuss about Casemiro. Because an article came out by Amrabat brother was saying Casemiro was not injured. He was actually fit to play that game against Manchester City. Now, I don't want to know how the outcome of the game would have been. But what I want to talk about is this. Ten Hag disrespects that guy so much. And they've had some fallout. That might also be the reason why he benched him. Put him on the bench because the article says Casemiro found out that he was not going to start that match. Then he decided to just stay at the stand. Decided not to play. So making it make sense. How have you been playing and exposing this guy, playing him as a centre back, whereby he is not originally a centre back? You play him as a centre back,